Hi everyone, this is Paul here from the Magdalene Centre. Today I'm doing the new moon report for the moon in Taurus, which takes place on the 15th of May at 11:47 AM Universal Time, which here in the UK translates as 12:47 PM because the clock's been forward. Now, before I outline the themes of this new moon, I just want to clarify, as I always do, that the astrology does not control us in any way, shape or form. It's just a snapshot of what the energies are doing around us, and if we understand what the energies are doing, we can then choose to work with them consciously and make sure that what we're doing is aligned with the natural flow of the energy, rather than trying to fight against it and trying to make things happen at the wrong time. Now, in terms of the new moon in Taurus, this gives us the opportunity to set new beginnings in terms of elevating the Taurus part of consciousness. So this deals with things like our relationship with our resources, our relationship with ourselves, and also how we view resources. Because with Taurus, the greatest resources all lie within us, and the only resource that we truly own as such is our time. So we need to understand how we're investing our time, what we invest it in, and what the best course of action is at any given point. But Taurus is also about becoming grounded. After the fire of Aries and the constant taking action to get things going, Taurus is about that more steady kind of action, the need to take constant, patient action on a small scale every single day to keep the goals going. For example, it's all well and good if seeds sprout, but if we don't water them, then they inevitably die and we abort whatever goals we've set for ourselves. So with Taurus, it's about slowing down, getting grounded and being realistic about things. It's understanding that we can't necessarily rely on that initial enthusiasm constantly. We have to knuckle down when the enthusiasm wears off and keep taking action to make things happen. Taurus is also about the organic cycles of life. The things, because if you spend time in nature, or if you spend time down here at the allotment, for example, and you work with it, you soon learn that you can't make things happen beyond the natural time of things. Things have their own way of growing, their own natural unfoldment of growth and development, and we can't speed it up. So part of Taurus is about learning to slow down and work at the natural timing of things, rather than stressing ourselves out, burdened by the whole mindset of instant gratification. It doesn't work like that. Anything that's truly worthwhile requires us to take steady action and just trust that things are moving forward, even if things are going very slowly. And it's also about, Taurus deals with that need for physical security, but it's important to remember that the only place we can cultivate that feeling of security is actually on the inside. If we're relying on external props to feel secure, no amount of accumulating material things, material possessions, or accumulating money, which is often how Taurus is generally seen, it doesn't bring a sense of security in the long run. It's just a prop. They're all resources at the end of the day, and all resources are naturally cyclical. There's no point trying to hold on to it, because the flow then stagnates and we keep ourselves in a holding pattern. So part of it is learning to cultivate a deeper understanding of our own resources, but also reminding to be grateful. So things we need to ask ourselves with this new moon is, what kind of relationship do we have with our resources and the material possessions around us? How patient are we, and how willing are we to stick through a goal when things are going much slower than they first started? And are we prepared to take steady action on a day-by-day basis to keep the ball rolling, to keep the goal progressing? Or do we have a tendency to just give up or stop doing things just because we feel bored doing it? So it's also looking at, do we have a tendency to be lazy with a goal, that we want to achieve something but we're not prepared to put the action in to make it happen, and we're not prepared to do the small details necessary to keep a goal going? And what is our relationship with security? Do we think security is something that is achieved on the outside or has to be pursued through external means? Or do we recognise it's learning to create an internal sense of security where we feel safe and secure wherever we are, because we're not basing our sense of security on our external environment, we're basing it on an internal feeling where we trust that whatever resources we need will be provided at the right time. And as long as we continue to fulfill our responsibilities, fulfill the necessary actions to keep the ball rolling, whatever resources we need will become available for us for the period that is necessary, and will more than likely move on later on when we've gotten past that particular stage of growth. So it's learning to develop detachment, to understand that we're in the world and not of the world. So we carry on working hard. We understand the importance of working hard to make things happen. But we also understand that we can't possess things we have around us. They're just resources to help us at a certain point, and then it moves on later on. So detachment is a key part of it. This doesn't mean that we don't care. It doesn't mean that we stop doing things we like. It just means that we don't attach our sense of worth or sense of self-identity to the things around us. We understand that it's impermanent. So a key part of Taurus is also in facing our relationship with change. Are we capable of embracing it, or do we resist it with further because we're scared of it? If we are scared of it, then this is a time where we need to cultivate that faith, or cultivate that trust that change is necessary. It's a fundamental part of everything. It's the one true constant. And if we're not moving, if the only time things aren't changing is if we're not moving forward, or we're not making any attempts to better ourselves or improve the life that we're living, or improve ourselves, if we're making any effort to improve who we are as individuals, or to work hard at developing the resources we need, then change is inevitably part of that. So it's learning to trust that the changes that happen around us are ultimately happening for our higher goods, and we just have to trust the process and develop that spiritual devotion where we invest our energy in spirit rather than the material world, and we understand that the material world is all an illusion, but a necessary one as part of our growth. But if we want to develop true inner peace and true sense of security, then we have to detach our sense of worth or identity from the material world, and instead focus on our spiritual selves and develop that sense of peace and love within us, which is a source of true security. So it's a lot to take on board, but I hope that gives you an idea of what the new moon Taurus gives us an opportunity to work on. But as I said at the start, it doesn't make anything happen. We actually have to work with the energies and take the actions necessary in order for anything to change, or in order for situations to improve, or for our goals to progress. If we don't bother taking any actions, if we carry on being lazy, then nothing's going to change. Whatever goals we've set for ourselves will just fizzle out, and we then just shoot ourselves in the foot and just end up stagnating as individuals. So if we want to keep moving forwards, we have to embrace change and detach from resources, and understand that they're there to help us move forward at any given point, but they generally operate in cycles like everything else in nature does. And once something no longer belongs in our life, we need to learn to let it go and allow it to move on to the next stage, so that something new can come in after. So may the new moon in Taurus bring you many blessings and much growth, and bring many opportunities for new learning. So take care, be blessed.